Is Bukayo Saka world class? One of the most spoken about subjects in the Premier League right now. We are going to be answering that in this video. If you're new to the channel, please go down, hit that subscribe button. And if you are watching and you haven't already, please do press the thumbs up. It does absolute wonders and really helps me out. Make sure you go down, give me your opinion. Is he world class? Yes or no? Now, Bukayo Saka has been in the Premier League now for 4 to 5 years, and he's played absolutely everywhere in an Arsenal shirt and an England shirt. He come through the scene as a left back and he's worked his way up to playing in one of the best teams in the country and representing his nation on a weekly and monthly basis, Arsenal and England. But one of the biggest debates is Bukayo Saka world class? Now, when you look at his numbers, when you look at his appearances, they are very, very, very strong. And most people would say he is top 3 in his position in the world. Some people would say top 5, and some people say he's not world class. Well, first off, the world class category is very subjective because who gets to determine what world class is? Is it world class player? Is it world class output? Or is it just world class ability? I'm going to break this down in this video. What I determine a world-class player is you have to be top 3 in your position in the world. For instance, Harry Kane is a world-class striker because he is in the top 3 strikers in the planet. And most people would say number 1. Other people would say Haaland, but he is a world-class player. Kevin De Bruyne is another world-class player because he's done it year after year and he's the best playmaker in the world. But Bukayo Saka, this is his first season playing in the Champions League. This is his 3rd season playing consistently week in, week out as a right winger. Other seasons, he's played on the left, he's played on the right, he's played in midfield, and he has played left back. But genuinely, this season, he has got a lot of stick from the beginning. He went for a 5 to 6 game period between September and October when he wasn't performing at his highest level, but he was still contributing. Now, when you look at Bukayo Saka's output, he has played 159 games, got 43 goals and 33 assists, so 76 goal contributions in 59 games. He got to 100 goal contributions in an Arsenal shirt faster than Cristiano Ronaldo in all competitions. Around 200 appearances and around 104 goal contributions. Bearing in mind, Bukayo Saka is only 22 years of age and has essentially been the main man in this Arsenal team essentially since he turned up. You know, he has put Arsenal on his back and essentially put England on his back in the World Cup. He was one of our better performers, you know. He turned up a lot more than other players did. The likes of Phil Foden, the likes of Marcus Rashford were supposed to come into this tournament and take it by storm. But Bukayo Saka, since he's been essentially the main man in an Arsenal shirt, has walked through the door and blown the door off the hinges. And he's now worth anything between 130 to 200 million pounds in this market. He's one of the most expensive players on the planet. Probably top 10 players up there with the likes of Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe. Now, his numbers are very, very good in an Arsenal shirt. Last year, Saka, Odegaard and Martinelli all achieved 15 Premier League goals in the season and were all very, very good. Unfortunately, Arsenal didn't win the Premier League. For a Spurs fan, fantastic. But for an Arsenal fan, horrendous. He didn't win the Premier League. Now, if you look at his actual ability, there's other talented players in the Premier League that he gets compared to. For instance, the likes of Phil Foden. Phil Foden has more footballing ability than Bukayo Saka, but Bukayo Saka's output is better than Phil Foden's. This season, Bukayo Saka has played 24 games, got 12 goals and 7 assists, 19 goal contributions in 24 games. Has scored in the Champions League and has contributed massively in the Premier League. But is he world class? For me, in terms of the right wing spot, I would say he is top 3 right wingers in the world. I would say Mohamed Salah is the best. Second best is Rodrigo. And third best is Bukayo Saka. And a lot of people are going to say, but Bukayo Saka is better than Rodrigo His output is bigger. Rodrigo in the Champions League, when his team were 2-0 down, comes off the bench, gets a brace. And Rodrigo always turns up on the biggest of biggest stages. If Bukayo Saka turns up in the Champions League and Arsenal win the Champions League, most people would say he's the second best right winger in the world. If he turns up for the remainder of the Premier League season, most people would say he's the second best right winger in the world. For me, there has become a few moments in Bukayo Saka's career when it comes down to crunch time, he hasn't always delivered. If you think back to West Ham away last season, it's a massive game in Arsenal's title race. And Bukayo Saka misses a very, very important penalty. And it's not just Bukayo Saka, the whole Arsenal team in the last 10 games of the Premier League season last season, they all completely capitulated, bottled it, and completely folded. In terms of this Arsenal team, he is the main influence. He is the main man. He has to deliver for the remainder of the season. If you want to be in there with the elites, if you want to be a Premier League great, if you want to be a world-class player, when it comes down to crunch time, you have to deliver every single time. If Bukayo Saka wants to put his name up there with some of the best players in the world, he has to deliver. He's got the ability. Age is on his side. He's got the motivation. You never hear a bad word about him in the press. He's never, there's never any bad press about him. He's one of the most talented players in the league. But if you want to be up there as a world-class player, you've got to deliver. I think he is on the cusp. He's very, very, very close. A lot of people say he's world-class, but as I said, it's subjective. I do believe, though, he's in the top 3 right-wing positions. Now, some people say you've got to be in the top 5. Some people say you need world-class output. If you look at Mohamed Salah, for instance, Mohamed Salah's output is probably top 3 in Europe. His numbers are a joke since he's been in a Liverpool shirt. Wasn't always like that when he was at Fiorentina, Chelsea and Roma. But since he's been in a Liverpool shirt, his output has been a joke. Bukayo Saka's output at the moment isn't too far away from that. But Salah has done it year after year after year after year. He's been at Liverpool now 5-6 years doing it consistently. Bukayo Saka is really only on his 3rd year of consistently doing it. But the thing is, Salah has delivered a Champions League, a Premier League, an FA Cup, a League Cup, a Super Cup, a Club World Cup, and he's yet again having a fantastic season in another title race for Liverpool. If Saka does it and has trophies to show for it, then no one can say anything. This is one of the big things about Harry Kane. He's a world-class footballer, but when you look at his trophy cabinet, there isn't anything there. Look, I do think Saka is a world-class player. Let me know your thoughts down below. 100 goal contributions faster than Cristiano Ronaldo in the Premier League is very impressive. But 100 goal contributions in 200 games is even more impressive. And the guy has played left back, left wing, right wing, and in midfield. And he's only 22 years of age. Actually think about that. England have got one of the most talented squads out there. Jude Bellingham, Phil Foden, Saka, Harry Kane, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Rashford, Sterling. The talent, Declan Rice, the talent is endless. If we had a competent and a sufficient manager, England should be winning trophies. And Saka will be one of the main parts of that. It's an interesting subject. I think he's world-class or on the cusp of world-class. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think? Make sure you have subscribed to the channel. Make sure you have liked the video. And I will see you all in the next one. Thank you all for watching. I am out.